Welcome to the Freedom Chronicles.
Definitely an antisocial type.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
We got a loudspeaker here, and when we go into battle, we play music very loud.
With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Chronicles. I'm your host, Mike Imbasciani, and happy International Women's Day. Figured I'd, channel some women out there and they look stylish because it is okay, according to the left. Anyway, welcome back to the show. We are, of course, broadcasting from the Brian Chapman State Farm bunker right here in Southwest Florida. And like a good neighbor, Brian Chapman State Farm is there for all the insurance needs that you have for your very own bunker. Give his office a call at 941-625-9998 or visit the office at 2040 Tamiami Trail in Port Charlotte. And this show is also sponsored by the Local Meat Club by Tyrone and Marcella Jackson, based out of Columbus, Ohio. Go to localmeatclub.com using the affiliate link in the description of this video and use promo code FreedomCow, all caps, so that they know that we sent you. Members have access to locally raised hormone-free freezer beef, choose from aged Angus ground beef, ribeye steaks, breakfast sausage, bacon, and even raw butter and raw milk. Try the family week's worth package that includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And pick up Tyrone's book, Life's Little Handbook, 7 Steps to Finding Success in Life, which explores some of life's most challenging questions. Just 54 pages, simple and straight to the point. Join the club and experience the difference that fresh, life-supporting food makes. Use the link in the description and use promo code FreedomCow, all caps, localmeatclub.com. With us, as always, Mr. Ken Lovejoy. Ken, how are you, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Are you channeling your inner International Women's Day?
I am not.
No?
I'm not. I played female bumper music. I
Yes.
acknowledged, but
It's a good show this morning.
You want to dope up with the hat? You go right ahead.
Makes me think of our Canadian episode quite a few months ago there.
Yeah, better
But-
hats.
Better hats, very true. But yes, folks, it is International Women's Day, and I figured we'd take a look at some of the good and some of the bad, and well, certainly some of the ugly women out there. Now, some very good women, influential women in history, and I think it's important to remember, folks, that a lot of people are trying to skew history of what a good woman was and what a bad woman was, and even what a woman actually is. So I think it's important to understand that and do the research yourself into the actual full history of some of these people, especially the ones on the left that they tell you are good, and we'll get to those in a minute. Some of the actual good ones here. We've got Amelia Earhart, a true patriotic woman and a hardworking woman, flying airplanes, saying men don't have to be the only one to do that, and doing a great job at it, minus the, getting lost part. But strong woman. Casey DeSantis, first woman of Florida here. First lady of Florida, I guess. What's her title technically? Ron DeSantis' wife.
Yeah.
But just battled cancer, is staying strong, getting in the political sphere, taking care of what she has to take care of. Florence Nightingale, very important and close to me too, because of course a nurse just like my mother. And Florence Nightingale here is one of the most famous figures in medical history. The nurse's groundbreaking achievements in hand washing, hygiene, and sanitation helped revolutionize medicine. So good for her. Very nice.
Awesome.
Yes. Harriet Tubman, very important. Of course.
Republican.
Republican.
Underground Railroad.
Yes, and saved countless lives. It's very important. Joan of Arc. There's a strong woman there for you. Melania Trump. Think of all of the just nonsense that was spewed her way while Trump was getting stuff done, and Melania was getting stuff done too around the White House and being influential. How many languages do you speak out there, folks? And just because Melania has a little trouble with English, she still gets her point across quite well. We look up to her. Margaret Thatcher, the Iron
I
Lady.
love old Maggie.
Oh, yeah. Strong, perfect counterpart for Ronald Reagan at the time. Do you agree, sir?
Yes.
Yes. Queen Victoria, I love seeing all the different adaptations people have of
Jeez.
her, and I know that's not the best picture. Luckily, the people that play her in
Showing
movies,
tranny son.
right? Susan B. Anthony,
Yes,
you know,
you got a coin after her.
right?
You
It's
still
very
have
nice.
that? Can you still
I
get
think
those?
I don't know, probably somewhere. And then Chad Prather came out last night. I recommend folks go check out his video, but he
Can't show it to you here.
we can't show it to you here,
No,
but we
dirty.
want to go support Chad's
Plus,
show
he
anyway.
doesn't look as good in a wig as he thinks he does.
Probably not. There he is. We love you, Chad. So go hear him talk about how he feels about his period on his show, the Chad Prather Show, and of course me. And all our lovely ladies out there that support the Freedom Chronicles, thank you. We applaud you. Strong women out there celebrate International Women's Day. We appreciate you. And strong, patriotic women. So let's talk about some of the bad and ugly. We have, of course, useless Kamala Harris. Just cackling. Ha, 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 ha. Why do I need to go to the border? I can see it on TV just like you.
Again. Diversity breeds submediocrity.
Exactly. We have Greta Thunberg with her getting arrested once again. How dare you?
Doesn't she have a book out now?
Does she?
I think she's got a book.
Everybody has a book.
She must
Mason
be running
is right.
for president too.
Yeah, probably. And this is what I'm talking about with understanding history. Margaret Sanger. Everybody loves to look up to Margaret Sanger, especially on the left. And
nobody
Ken,
loves Margaret Sanger.
No, Ken, you have a eugenic story we're going to talk about in Canada in a little bit. But Margaret Sanger not only starting Planned Parenthood, but wanted to exterminate the blacks and the undesirables.
Yeah, eugenics.
Eugenics. All about eugenics and getting rid of the undesirable
Hitler
people.
was into eugenics too.
He was. And the Nazis looked up to Margaret Sanger, and they even thought she went too far. So when you have the Nazis and all of their experimental stuff they were doing going, that's a little much for us, that's a pretty evil person. So that's Margaret Sanger right there. Mm-hmm. You have Lizzo, which we have a story about Lizzo that we're going to get to as well.
We have enough room on the screen?
I don't know. Yeah. And then you have the ugly, which is folks, the manly men, women, like Rachel Levine.
Dude,
that's a dude, but not to the left. Sam Brinton, who is still on trial for stealing luggage. Yeah, we believe we have those
unemployed
photos as well. Yeah. Now recently unemployed. But I love this. There's the picture of the woman with the actual dress who was looking at the news, hearing about it, going, "Oh wait, this is the guy who stole my luggage. That's my dress." I mean, I can't even grow a mustache, and that lady, man, can grow a mustache. Sad. Leah Thomas, their Penn State swimmer with the little added rudder. It's better for steering.
Dude.
Yeah, that's this.
Dude.
Yep, it's a dude.
Mentally ill dude.
Dude. Now this is a woman, but obviously also part of the suffragette movement, probably a little too politicized. But we have Bella Abzug, and we need a little side-by-side comparison. Who wore the hat better? Her or me?
She did.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Dylan Mulvaney, and we'll we've talked about good old Dylan here. Oh, poor guy, because it is still a dude.
What is going to happen to him when the left is done using him?
Exactly, because Dylan's getting upset.
Oh, now he's getting pissy?
Dylan's getting a little pissy because he just had a whole bunch of surgery on his face. He's still a dude. He didn't get the old yet, but
he still got the
he's still got the rudder like the swimmer there.
Oh my golly!
But Dylan here,
so he's not really committed.
No,
claims to be, really isn't.
Yes. He did the surgery to change his face to look more womanly, and did a whole photo shoot and everything. But now he met Joe Biden and all as well. Got an interview with the president by just doing this podcast of 365 Days of Becoming a Girl on the TikTok. But he said, quote, "I'm getting a little impatient because especially when you're feeling yourself and even looking at the Grammys pictures, I'm like, that's somebody who should not be single. But when you're like, wait, why is no one in the DMs? Well, I'm sorry, Dylan. It's
Because
you're a dude.
You're a dude.
And
Dylan.
there is a new Japanese thing that's coming out here for folks in long distance relationships.
It's not new.
It's not new, but look at you can have it. I love how they even have the little spot for the smartphone, so you can like see your significant other and make out in this little thing. So Dylan, you can go through with something like this for you, but this isn't new.
No.
As you mentioned, Ken, before we started,
Luther Pauly and Wolowitz had this going on in, I think, season 5.
Yeah, so let's roll the tape.
Japanese
The Japanese stole it and made it better.
They did. They made it smaller and attachable to the cell phone.
Exactly.
But come on, I think Wolowitz deserves a little bit of credit here.
Yeah, he should. So there you go, Dylan Mulvaney, and anybody else, any lady out there who's looking for affection.
And that's been... I've noticed in several podcasts as well as this freak show here, they're all screaming, why won't anybody date me?
Mm-hmm.
And now all these actual women, real women, are calling guys. We're calling guys. I forget the name of the podcast. Bigoted for not willing to be going out on a date with a tranny dude. Right. And it's like, well, because
you're transphobic.
And the guy goes, oh, well, it's because I'm not gay.
Right.
The guy's, oh, you're not gay if you go out with, yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. Sorry, out
if
there.
You sleep with a tranny dude, you're sleeping with a dude. Yeah. You're gay.
And at the end of the day, the left loves to talk about inclusion and this whole feminist movement. There's nothing more anti-woman and anti-feminism than trying to allow
these dudes as women.
Allow these dudes to come in with,
co-opt the whole feminist
rudders and all.
And take it over.
Yeah,
it's
and
disgusting.
That's all they're doing.
Not going to play that. Sorry. No. Have fun with that, mentally ill people.
Exactly.
Kenny, don't play.
And they have to get the help that they need.
They do. They deserve love. They deserve understanding.
Yes.
But they don't deserve to be jacked up with hormones. They don't deserve to be enabled. They don't deserve to be coddled. They don't deserve to have you change your whole life just to be able to accommodate their mental illness. Sorry. Exactly. They need help, not chop a dick off of me.
Exactly. And so, folks out there, on this International Women's Day, go support real women. Real women. We
support the
real women. We love you, real women.
Love you,
real men love real women.
Love real women.
Yes. And real men here are going to enjoy the Victoria's Secret fashion show making a comeback.
Are we really
However,
going to?
yes,
we
will see.
Everything, again, all the guys I talk to, and the question's always coming up: is it going to be a bunch of tranny dudes and 400-pound Lizzos?
Well, speaking of Lizzo has a take on it. But first, let's watch the Victoria's Secret ad that we have here for the fashion show.
Okay, can you hear me? I have a little secret. Love. Where's not to love?
Okay, and some of those, again, maybe not your type, not my type, but nobody wants to see. You watch a fashion show, I'm sorry, nobody wants to see the 250-pound model walking down the runway, or the 150-pound man
dude
in lingerie walking down the runway.
No.
But now, see, it's never enough, is it, for the left? It never is enough.
They always want more.
They always want more.
You give into them on something, they're always going to want more.
So Lizzo, let's show that picture of Lizzo again, just to fully send it home.
Really?
Lizzo has expressed her concern over the Victoria's Secret fashion shows.
What's
Look at that. That's her concerned face right there.
No, I can
That's
tell.
I ate too much Taco Bell.
Concerned.
And she's about to make the bass player standing behind her pass out from the chlorine gas or mustard gas, depending on what she ate for lunch.
For the mustard gas.
Yeah. So Lizzo tweeted out, "This is a win for inclusivity. For inclusivity's sake. But if brands start doing this only because they've received backlash, then what happens when the trends change again?
That's the whole thing.
Exactly.
They don't seem to get it. The
Do
only
they
reason
just value
anybody
money?
the only
Yes.
reason anybody was going along with this was just to shut you guys up.
Right. So see,
but they made the mistake of
again,
going along with you.
exactly. So
And because
see,
now
again,
it's never enough.
at the end of the day, it's never enough. And yes, for these companies, it is about money, because you guys all came out and said, we're not going to buy your stuff unless you start making it for us plus size models. You know,
And now everybody else is not buying your stuff
Right.
except for the plus size models.
Yes.
And your sales have actually gone down.
mhm, and it's
and your
still not enough for
shareholders
those
are getting
plus size
pissed.
models.
Yeah, well, it's still not enough. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Plus size models aren't going to be around that long.
No.
I mean, there'll always be plus size models.
Right.
I'm talking
But
about
those
the
same
individual
ones.
ones, the unhealthy. Because
Right.
it is. I'm sorry.
is unhealthy.
It's unhealthy. There's no way you're going to tell me that Lizzo is just 100% healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Let her run a mile.
Ain't gonna
Let her
happen.
walk a mile.
Right. Very true.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She's out of shape.
She is.
It's not healthy.
No.
It's not pretty.
No, it's not. Let's play some music, shall we? Folks, if you're enjoying this show, let us know. Send us an email, mikeimbasciani1@gmail.com. It is end times. If you're watching this on Rumble, and we have some Rumble news we're going to discuss coming out of the music break here, but make sure if you're watching this on Rumble, subscribe to the Rumble channel. We greatly appreciate it. And drop a comment down below. Tell us, who is a patriotic woman that you look up to? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know as well on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for now, because sometimes they don't always allow us on there. So subscribe
Not
to
I
that.
care.
Drop a comment down below and hit that notification bell so you actually get the alerts, because it is true, these YouTube overlords do shadow ban quite a lot of stuff. Also find us on BitChute. But the thank you to the folks who have been watching on BitChute. I see the views on there, but the subscribers are not there. So if you're watching, click the subscribe button. It helps the show grow. We greatly appreciate it. Brighteon as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. And if you truly enjoy the show, and I have some breaking news, Ken, you may not have heard, Abby's has reopened.
Really?
Yes.
It's about freaking time. I better have a fritter in the morning.
So, folks, send a donation so Ken can get his apple fritter in the morning at Venmo at Mike-Imbasciani-1. We greatly appreciate it. And if you're watching this on CTA, CTVA.tv, Conservative Television of America, share that with your friends too. We greatly appreciate it. So check out this video from this past Saturday over the Twisted Fork with special guest Andrew Jankura on piano and organ. This is my band, Mike Imbasciani and his Blues Rockers, with Oye Como Va. como va for you,
Nice.
Santana. Yes. And Andrew there on piano and organ is going to be playing with me tonight over at the Venice Arts Center. We got a sold-out show for the Simply Clapton show.
Oh, cool.
Be a lot of fun. Yeah, and only 17 tickets left for my Simply Clapton show coming up Monday, March 13th at Visani. Go to Visani.net, get your tickets for that. And they added another Venice Arts Center show at the beginning of April for the Simply Clapton show because it sold out so fast and so many more people were asking about tickets. So check out VeniceArtCenter.com for that. Go to my website, MikeImbasciani.com for the full show schedule. And also a cool event coming up over at All-Star Sports Grill in Port Charlotte. They have the Charlotte County Republican Club Freedom Thursday coming up, and I am going to be a speaker. I know. Somebody believes in me. So come out Thursday, March 16th over at All-Star Sports Grill in Port Charlotte between Midway and Forest Nelson. Event is open to the public, no charge. Arrive at 7 p.m. and starts at 7:30. I'll be speaking for a little while about some freedom and the Freedom Chronicles and all sorts of good stuff. So it'll be fun. Gonna come out, Ken? Enjoy yourself?
No.
I'll record it. Anyway.
I got a problem with the our local Republican Party.
Oh, yes, we know. I'll bring them up to speed with that.
Do the job. Do their freaking job.
I know, exactly. Hold people accountable, even if it's in your own party. That's the whole point. It's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about freedom. And if there's corruption within your own movement, you have to get rid of it. Speaking of music, quickly, very sad to see Gary Rossington, the last surviving original member of Lynyrd Skynyrd, has passed away.
Got to bring them on stage.
That's awesome. Amazing guitar player. I didn't realize, I guess Ricky Medlock joined a little after the band started.
Yeah, so, Medlock. He was the Gary was the longest running member and the last surviving member. Right. And of course, after the couple of years after the crash, he came out with the Rosington Collins Band.
Yeah.
I went through that phase. Just out of boot camp, I was in apprenticeship training, getting ready to go to A school. It was all Molly Hatchet, Rosington Collins.
That's cool.
The old Skynyrd.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was a great guitarist. He played for, and he also co-wrote many of the Skynyrd songs. So yeah, it will be missed. 71.
Yeah, very sad to see, but amazing guitar player. He played the slide part on Freebird in the intro.
Yes, and he got messed up in the plane crash.
Did he?
Pretty well too.
I can imagine.
Came back from that and had a great career. 71. Mm-hmm. It's kind of short, but when you look what he went through, it's good that he got that far.
Definitely, very true. So speaking about freedom and holding your own party accountable, Steven Crowder, who we applaud on the show, part of Mug Club.
Love him.
He has announced he's bringing his Mug Club community and hit show Louder with Crowder exclusively to Rumble.
Good.
So I'm wearing my Fight Like Hell shirt, Steven Crowder shirt. I think it's quite important, and it is important for folks to remember that. And Crowder has really, I think, exposed the problem and the infighting and that we're having with the conservative movement. And I think the Democrats see that and they like it because
they've got their own problems.
They do have their own problems.
They enjoy seeing us have ours too.
Exactly, because they know if all we're doing as the conservative and Republican movement is infighting there, then we can't fully. We don't all lockstep like the Democrats do.
No, we don't, because we're not all Democrats.
Right.
But half of our party is,
mm-hmm.
and they're just pretending not to be. They're not really Democrats, but they're corporate fascists.
Right. And
they're all into the globalist. It's the RNC type. It's the upper echelon. But you got Christina Pushaw, who is DeSantis's front lady, and she's trying to do with him what she did with Zelensky over in Ukraine. She's got all kinds of little influencers all set up. And there's a lot of people that you're seeing online that you used to trust to give them your point of view, and they're giving you a slanted point of view to try and sway you into the DeSantis camp.
Yes.
And that's fine if you really are doing your research, and a globalist establishment candidate who is not going to get us out of Ukraine will do a good job on getting rid of woke, but isn't going to be bringing manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. and isn't really, outside of the social issues, isn't doing a very good job for the economy here in the state of Florida.
Yeah. So some things need to change here.
Yeah, and they're trying to be stealth about it.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make it sound, and the way that they're doing it is really stupid, because the stats, they're trying to make Trump the blame for everything that's gone wrong with the Republican Party, when it is the Republican Party themselves and the echelon, the Mitch McConnells, the Kevin
establishment
McCarthy's,
people that have been there forever.
Yeah, because they're all beholden to the donors.
Mm-hmm.
And we even see that with DeSantis and the Republican Party here in Florida.
Yep.
The candidates got over $9+ million from utilities people here in donations. And those utilities people wanted to see a return on their investment.
Yeah.
So you're getting a rate hike next month, and DeSantis, the PUC, the Public Utilities Commission, who has been packed with DeSantis appointees. Initially, everybody thought, wow, that's a good thing. Well, they've just eliminated the requirement for the PUC to disclose the amount of people who have had their electricity cut off due to non-payment. And it was upwards of 1 million last year. And we don't know what the account is now, because they don't have to report it. Because if you report it, that might shed bad light on DeSantis, who's currently running for president while not running for president.
Exactly.
But he's running for president.
And going out to California to
he's on the book tour.
Newsom, right?
It's just a book tour.
Yeah.
We're not campaigning
Well,
yet.
and he kind of let it slip a little more when he had his interview with Hannity the other night, because everybody's asking him. The last question is always, so you got the book, are you running for president or not? They're like trying to get.
He lies. See,
right.
that's why
I
can't support it.
I know, and he even said, oh, well, we're taking it one step in front of the other and seeing what's happening.
It's a lie. He's already running. Everybody knows
we have a lot we have to accomplish here in Florida. Yeah, you do, Ron. So why don't you just
finish
sit down and finish the job in Florida? You got reelected. We reelected you because we liked you and we like the job that you're doing, because you are a good governor. Don't get swindled by these people and the money.
Late.
It is too late.
Too late. He's already been consumed. He's Borg. He's Borg now.
Sad.
A lot of people don't see it yet, and I'm taking immeasurable amounts of heat for what I'm saying. I love DeSantis.
Right.
I like
that's
the guy.
why it comes from a place of love.
But Sundance made a very good observation. DeSantis is a one and done. As soon as he does something, boom, that's gone. Okay, so he's got his. The only reason that he hasn't announced yet is because as soon as he announces he
can't be governor anymore.
He can't be governor anymore. He's got to resign to run.
That's why it's just a book tour.
Yeah, it's a lie. It's a ruse. And what he's trying to do now is he's hoping March through May is when the legislature is meeting in Tallahassee, and he's hoping that they give him what he wants, which is an expanded version of the law that makes him resign right now. He wants to have the ability, so when he gets his ass kicked in the primaries,
he can go back.
He can come back and finish out his second term, which is what he should be doing.
Correct.
But he's not focusing on Florida right now. He's focusing on 2024, and it's sad to see, because he's been in office for a second term 2 months.
Right. It is sad to see.
So sorry, Ron.
Yep.
But you let the Karl Rove establishment machine take you over, and you thought that nobody would notice. Everybody sees it, and you're toast.
You got swindled by the little Karl Rove whiteboard.
The only way the GOP installs DeSantis is if they cheat in the primaries. It's the only way he wins.
Yeah, because the CPAC poll, which DeSantis did not attend CPAC.
Because he knew he'd get his ass kicked in the CPAC poll.
And he
did. So Karl Rove was like, well, he don't have to go there. He's got a lot of time. He didn't have to make any decisions now. They're all playing up the ruse.
Yeah, that's because they've all already made the decision.
It's dishonorable.
Speaking of the legislature, what have you heard about this hate speech bill in the legislature? Have you heard about that? I'm doing the preliminary research into that now. I got to read more into it. But there's something in the Florida legislature that's like anti-free speech.
Oh, well, that's Broder is trying to get all bloggers, any blogger who writes anything about any Florida politician or elected official has to register with the state. And I already went on his Twitter page and told him to pack sand right up
Main Street.
Yes. And to take his hands out of his pants and read the First Amendment for a change. This guy's no Republican.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know. Is anything else? No. But my question for Floridians is, do you know who your lieutenant governor is? Very pretty lady, very nice lady, but you know absolutely nothing about any of her policy positions. No. And there's a good chance she's going to wind up being our governor here pretty soon, and nobody knows really who the hell she is.
No, and we have to get on that as well.
You think she would be out?
You would think, know? just do some meet and greets, say, hey, by the way, I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm taking over here pretty soon.
Yeah. But no, they don't want to do that because they just want them to take over without knowing anything. So nobody can complain about it until it's already too late.
You've got Ron, who's not really MAGA, but rode MAGA's coattails to the governor's mansion, and now he's pretending he's MAGA, and everybody else is pretending he's MAGA. But the only thing I'm seeing is social issues. I'm not seeing anything else. I know nothing else about what Ron DeSantis has for his vision. If he wins the presidency, we'll see it coming up, but they don't want to tell you now because it will turn you off, because he's not going to get us out of, he's the establishment candidate. Sorry. He's not going to get us out of Ukraine. He's not going to bring manufacturing back. He's probably not going to make us energy independent again. I don't trust the dude anymore. I'm sorry. As governor, stay here. Love you.
Yeah.
President, different animal, not getting
completely.
My vote.
No. Very sad. Sad.
Other than that, I got no opinion, really, on it.
So let's do our Patriot and Traitor, and then we have a Canada story from Mr. Lovejoy. So Ken, who is your Patriot of the week? A happy person, happy feelings, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, good things, good
that would
things,
have to be
good
Tucker.
things.
It would have to be
Tucker.
It would have
Yeah.
to be
Okay, so let's get into that.
I'm sorry. I think Murdoch.
I think somebody got to him too.
Somebody got to him for last night's
episode. I heard
definitely tempered last night's show.
Yeah.
No new revelations. But
it's like they're talking about stuff not supposed to be talking about. Shut it down.
Well, one, he didn't have to. Just talking about the reaction from the left and the right. You saw the uniparty outed themselves.
Of course,
you have Romney, you have McConnell, you have all these Republicans coming out and saying that they're against Tucker airing. And then you've got the left,
which means they're against the truth.
Exactly,
against the public seeing the truth.
Yes, they don't want the truth. They don't like the truth.
Meanwhile, we still have the prisoners in this January 6th American Gitmo gulag.
Yeah,
and people should be ashamed of themselves. And
this guy did nothing.
He did nothing. He was escorted by police through the whole Capitol.
Never was less than 5 feet away from 2 Capitol cops the entire time. They escorted him through the building. Now he's doing 4 years. Everybody on
and
that
he can't
J6
get his
committee,
vegan sandwiches.
Everybody on that J6 committee is just a lying piece of human excrement.
So where are the perjury charges? Huh? For people lying that were testifying about stuff. Where's the?
Were they even under oath?
Yeah, exactly. No, because it was all a TV show anyway.
Yeah, it was all a big TV show.
Yeah. Sad. So anyway, good for Tucker for actually talking about it.
Hope we see more of it. More needs to be released.
Yeah.
But again, you can't trust your government.
No, you can't
at all.
Nope. My Patriot goes out to Russell Brand. I heard
slowly. The socialist who's slowly being red-pilled.
That's true. And, I listened to almost all 3 hours of his Joe Rogan interview. And it was interesting because I always thought if I'd be able to interview him, which I'm sure right now we would never be able to. No. But I'd ask him, what was your red pill defining moment? And he kind of answered it himself without even being asked on Rogan. And he said, everybody thinks I'm red pilled. And it's like, he was always anti-government. I mean, he was a druggie, but he was what like Gavin McInnes used to be. He was more of an anarchist, because he was a heroin addict. If you're a heroin addict and you're a delinquent, you're getting arrested. You're dealing with the system. You don't like the police. You don't like the government. And so he was always skeptical of being told what to do. And now, as he's been learning more and more, he's seeing, okay, the government truly is bad. And these policies are also bad. So I think he's come a long way, and it's
great
nice
movie.
To see that.
Great movie. Get him to the Greek.
Yeah, I know. I still need to see that.
It's a great movie.
Mentioned that.
Which, in my opinion, is kind of a stolen remake of a movie called My Favorite Year,
Okay.
which is the same type of premise, only
Nice.
it's based on 50s television.
Ah, okay.
And you had a guy who's like the Russell Brand
Mhm.
character. You got to keep him sober. You got to keep him ready to go because the
Yeah.
show's got to get him to rehearsal.
It's like, come
all
on,
this
wake
stuff.
up.
And it was the same type of premise. Both movies are fantastic.
Cool.
You gotta check
He
them out.
was hilarious in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, too.
Yes, he was.
As kind of
Yeah,
like the
that was what
antagonist.
really. Yeah.
Yeah. The rock star just,
Hi,
I'm
Mike.
gonna have sex with her. Anyway, but no, I think he's come a long way. I really enjoy his show, and he's also on Rumble, and I think he just interviewed Steven Crowder as well, and I'm looking forward to checking out that interview. So good for him. He's the kind of person you need in the media because he's somebody you want to listen
willing
to.
to be honest.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Journalists just don't want to be honest. They just they're stenographers and propagandists anymore.
Yes.
Sad.
Who is your trader of the week?
Trader of the week would have to be, again, Mitch McConnell. I mean, first is Ukraine. His position on Ukraine is just completely disgusting. And him coming out and basically saying, we don't want the truth out there regarding the J6 tapes and what he said about Tucker. Mitch McConnell's a traitor. The Republican Party will never be able to advance the way that it should with a piece of garbage like this in charge of the minority party. Exactly. He needs to go. The guy is just sorry. I think less of him than I do Democrats. Because again, with Democrats, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, at least they're honest.
They're all up front.
Guys
like Mitch McConnell just continuously stab you in the back and lie to you.
Yeah.
Can't be trusted.
No. My trader of the week, and it's truly disgusting stuff here, is kind of a twofer. It's Pete Buttigieg and his little mentee, 47-year-old Patrick Wohan, gay Democrat who was just arrested for a slew of child porn possession and distribution charges. And he's known Butt Gig for 7 or 8 years. So these are sick people. They all know each other. They all hang out in the same parties. And this is the guy who's supposed to stop all the train derailments. You think Buttigieg is going to have any...
No, he's a diversity hire.
Yeah.
Diversity breeds sub-mediocrity, and that's the job that we've gotten from him. But I will say this. You heard about the Zulocks.
Yeah.
Okay, these two guys who adopt a couple of kids, rape them, whatever. Now you got this guy right here. I really fear for the safety of the adopted sons of Butt Gig and his husband.
Yeah, because these are the people that they're hanging around with.
It's disgusting.
Butt Gig was a mentor for that guy. So it's sick, twisted, and it's sad to see that happening, and that he has a cabinet position in, what's supposed to be the greatest country in the world.
No longer. No, not now. It could be again. It was once.
It was.
But it ain't right now.
Got to make America great again, and fight like hell. Ken, I want to talk about, I heard the brief amount of your radio show I heard this morning. You mentioned your Canada story and just how far they have fallen and how it truly is coming here. So if you have this.
I got it right here.
Please enlighten us.
Canada, several years ago, started physician-assisted suicide. And each
year, the sake of health.
For the sake of health. If you're, but they keep expanding it. Month after month, year after year, they keep expanding it. And the number of people choosing assisted suicide is what it is, keeps growing. It grew at a rate of 34% from 2021. From 2020 to 2021, it increased 34% because now they're calling it medical assistance in dying. And they keep lowering the thresholds for what it means to be eligible for suicide. You having a bad day? Yeah. We had the story, I think, several episodes back of the disabled Canadian female veteran who
was just waiting,
lost her legs in the Middle East.
Yeah,
she was waiting,
waiting for a chairlift.
Government was supposed to bring her a chairlift and hook it up, and she was just asking, hey, how long is this going to take?
What's the wait time?
She gets an email. We could help you with medically assisted suicide.
You don't need the chairlift.
Don't need the chair then.
Yeah. And you'd be reunited with your legs.
You've got a lot of depression up there in
Yeah.
Canada. And now that with the lockdowns and whatnot and all of the other oppression that the Trudeau regime is foisting upon the people of Canada, there's a lot of people depressed, particularly young women. Young women after the lockdowns were more likely to become depressed and thinking of suicide than young men were.
Yep.
By the time Canadians right now reach 40 years of age, 1 in 2 have or have had a mental illness. And mental illness is also one of the criteria. Are you mentally ill? We can help you. We can help you end it. So right now, if you have a serious and incurable illness, disease, or disability, excluding a mental illness, that's only until March of this year, next Friday. Then they don't exclude mental illness anymore. You can go ahead and kill yourself.
Right.
Be in an advanced state of irreversible decline in capability. Well, that just means like you're getting old.
Yeah.
Can't golf 18 anymore. Better go kill myself.
Yeah.
Be in an advanced state or have an enduring or intolerable physical or psychological suffering that cannot be alleviated under conditions that the person considers acceptable. So they keep lowering the standards,
of course,
for eligibility, and they're trying to get those numbers up.
Yeah, soon it's going to be Joe Biden dropped his ice cream on the floor. Oh no!
But they're going to be bringing that here. They're going to be bringing that here too.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to want to do it.
They've tried.
Vermont's already got really loosened up.
And what is that? That's Margaret Sanger eugenics thought process. So it's sad to see that's happening.
I mean, it needs to be spoken out against, but again, it's Canada, and Canada. I mean, can they really afford to lose? Their population base is about the same as California. It's a huge area, but they've only got the population of California, and it looks like it's going to be a lot less here pretty soon. But then again, they're letting in a bunch of illegal aliens as well. Right. So who knows?
And Chinese spy balloons.
The Great Replacement theory is true.
It is. Well, and think about with the suicides that happened during the lockdown. That's a perfect example. When Canada locks down for so long, we've talked about on the show when it was happening with the lockdowns in Australia, and the skyrocketing suicide rate there. It wasn't COVID killing people. It was the lockdowns and the suicides that were happening because of the depression and the being told you're non-essential and losing your job and losing your livelihood and your social life. I mean, and you talk about the women that are getting this more than men. Women are social people. They want to be around other people and be social and have that connection with people. And if they don't have that, it can lead to very dark places.
Bottom line, resist your government at all costs. They're not worth, complying with. They really aren't. They're evil, disgusting people, and we need a big change. And it's not going to come unless the people let the government know that they have lost the consent of the governed, and we will not comply. Because if you got 300 million people who tell the federal government we're not complying, federal government really doesn't have any power at all at that point. They can bitch and complain. They can maybe send some people down your street and try and round you up, but again, we outnumber them. There's not much they can do.
Exactly.
Unless nuke us, and don't do me any favors.
Right. Why not?
Oh, and by the way, new Rasmussen poll out, a majority of Americans do not think that Joe Biden is really running the country.
Oh, shocker. Huh.
Go figure.
There's going to be a new world order out there.
Yeah. Gee, what a shock. What was and that Rogan podcast talking to Russell Brand, they were talking about the AI and the videos and audio of Biden's voice of like saying, "Man, I love her over there. She's beautiful," and it sounds like Biden, except it's too coherent.
Yes.
So they were saying that can't be Biden because he's completing a whole sentence.
Yeah, he's too articulate.
Way too articulate.
That's what. Well, like your mom. Send me that video where they tried to make it say that Joe was walking backstage and was like, "Let's get the hell out of here."
Right. It sounds too.
But what I caught was you hear two clicks But you don't hear like the ruffling
of the microphone
like
being
you'd hear,
taken off the shirt.
the scratching on the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot in this AI, this Chat GPT. Understand, it's not artificial intelligence.
No,
it's a
programmable by the
program.
left.
It's a programmed computer program.
Mm-hmm.
It's not artificial intelligence. It's been garbage in, garbage out. That's why it says, oh, Chat GPT was giving some pretty serious drum downs to conservatives. Well, that's because it was programmed by a liberal twink. And so no, that anybody thinks that this Chat GPT or any of that stuff is worth a crap. It isn't. It's not. Because we're really not that far away from an EMP.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna
wipe shut
it
down all of this.
Oh, that
back to the Stone Age.
That will be a celebration day,
right?
Really.
Except unless cars don't run, that would not be fun. Well, and they all got computer chips that would all get fried too.
I got 2 bicycles.
I like to ride my bicycle. I like to ride my bike.
Yeah.
I'll start training. We'll go out.
Gonna have to
ride the bicycle. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, folks, one final thing on this International Women's Day. You remember what Hershey just did for Women's Month? Because this is technically Women's
Month
me to
quit
too.
Buying Hershey.
Yeah, I know. Quite sad. They came out, and Ben Garrison has this great comic talking about it. It's now her/she. There it is. Well, and it's not too far from what Hershey's actually doing.
Yeah.
Because what are they doing in the? Oh yeah, so leave this up here for a second.
Nutless, I love it.
So what Hershey's doing is they put a tranny, a dude in a wig, as their spokesperson for Women's Month. So Jeremy, the owner of Daily Wire, came out and said, "All right, well we're gonna have our own chocolate bars." So now they sold more than 100,000 chocolate bars in the first 12 hours. There's she, her, and he, him, and he goes, "And if I have to tell you which one has nuts in it, go back to buying Hershey's."
And that's not a bad price.
No, on their website, a 4-pack is $25. Let's see, a 10-pack is $46.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
that's a little expensive. And then a 24-pack is $100.
You
know it ain't.
It ain't dark chocolate.
No.
Hell, they probably just melted some Hershey's and reformed it.
Just crack them and rearrange them. Right? Yeah. Anyway, folks, enjoy a true International Women's Day by supporting true patriotic women like the women that we mentioned in the show. Again, leave a comment down below and tell us who is a influential patriotic woman that has affected your life. Thank you, my mother, for being one of those women.
My mom?
Yes. Mama Lovejoy, Mama Imbasciani.
I mean, I had in the Navy at my last duty station, I had a female division officer. She was great.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
There are strong women out there, but being a strong woman doesn't mean you have to be strong like a man. Men have their roles, women have their roles, and together is how you get equality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, thank you for watching these Freedom Chronicles. We greatly appreciate it. Send us your feedback. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to everything because we love it and we love you. Thank you, everybody. From the bunker. Good night.
You're watching Conservative Television of America, working hard to stick socialism where the sun don't shine.